Hi students, good afternoon. We meet again. Alright, so I'm teacher Adelina, but I think you can just call me for teacher Ed, because most of my students will do that. Alright, so today I will be continuing with our discussion and sharing session for our trial SPM question paper. So I'll be doing from Kelantan because we'll be doing paper 2. Alright, now for your information, for paper 2, the full marks for this paper is 60 marks. And there are 3 parts in this particular paper, part 1, part 2, and part 3. So students, you must know that in part 1, students are being tested on email writing. The thing that we want to see when you do email writing is how do you convey and how do you actually able to comprehend such situation or problems given in a direct way. Okay, and email is actually testing you on your A2 Sapphire scale, right? In part 2, you have guided writing. Okay, guided writing whereby students are given a question, and the question is basically with 3 bullets given as a guide in order for you to start off with the writing. And the question actually can be, if you were to look at speaking question paper, it's actually quite similar. The tendency of, the pattern of it, right? Okay. And in part 3, students are given 3 options whereby students must choose only one, whether to write whether to write a report or an article, a story, or a review. So there are many kinds of questions in part 3, but students are actually to only choose one for them to answer. Okay, all in all, students have to write 3 essays altogether. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. Can we start? All right. Okay, let's look at the first part of the question. So what I've mentioned just now, for part 1 in paper 2, students are required to answer to an email question. Okay, like for this question paper, you can look at the question there. So you have received an email from your friend, quickly who studies at a local school. Some email, they will mention the name of the person that you are going to reply back. Okay, some might not, but if they were to give you already the name, so just use back the name as the person that you are going to reply later. Right, so hi Aimee, I'm a bit unhappy with my last examination result. I'm worried about my study too. I remember you asking me to go to a tuition class with you. When can we start? What subject should we take? Advise me on which tuition center as well. So you can see that in this question, names are already given. You have Aimee indefinitely, and this question requires Aimee to help quickly to provide some solutions on how to improve himself with his examination questions, in examination results. Okay, can I make my screen smaller a little bit so that I can just scribble something? Okay, all right. Now, it is quite standard that for email, students are actually they are given basically three questions to answer. Okay, 3 questions to answer. All right, let me show you which are the questions that you need to answer. Okay, the first one is, when can you start? When can you start? So when can you start means that students have to give, you can either give, the time, the day, it could be a very general month. You can say next week. If possible for me, you should write a very specific, time frame. All right. The second question is, what subject should we take? Because sometimes tuition centers, they provide with, they have some package of subjects that students have to take in the center. Alright, and that was the second question. Okay, and the third question is advise me on which tuition center as well. So the third one is which tuition center should this person go to? Okay, should this person go to? Alright. Okay, sorry guys, something wrong with my computer. Okay. Okay, second question, which subject? Okay, what subject? If you were to ask me, teacher, if we give more than one subject, is it okay? It's fine. No worries. The marks are not going to be cut because of that. Alright. And the third one is advise me on which tuition center as well. So if you were to, usually I will advise my students to just talk about where your location is. So if you are in KL, so you assume that you as a friend, I mean, when you answer back this question, just give a tuition center in Kuala Lumpur. Don't have to think too much where other location as well. Alright. Okay, so when you were to answer your email question, you are always given this kind of template, a template. So students have to remember when you answer, the template is actually empty, right? It's actually empty. But my advice is when you answer your email question, when you are going to write to whom, okay, this particular area has to be written with an email address. Okay, email address, not the name of the person, right? Email address. Now for the subject can be taken from the question itself. So attending a tuition center, where here you can choose this. Alright, or you can just say that attending a tuition class. It is up to you. There is nothing wrong if you were to write a tuition class or tuition center. It doesn't matter. Okay. Now, dear who, because you are writing to Fikri, therefore, when you write dear who, here you'll be putting here. Okay, right, let me highlight this. Okay, dear Fikri. Alright. So when you start writing, try not to use Assalamualaikum. It is actually not advisable to use Assalamualaikum because there is no Assalamualaikum word in our dictionary. In the dictionary, there's no Assalamualaikum. So you can just use this. Just use dear Fikri. Alright. You can put dear Fikri, you can put hi Fikri. It is up to you. Yes, we have another option. Usually what I will ask my students to do is you look at the question here. So if the question is already using hi Amir, therefore when you answer your email, just put hi Fikri as well. You don't think so much. Alright? Okay, now how do you start? Okay, how do you start? You can start off with hi Fikri. You say how are you? How are you? Okay, how are you? Alright. If you still want to continue, I will. Alright, no problem. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. Alright, now straight away answer the question that is being asked in the question in the email here. Alright, I'm worried about my study too. A bit unhappy, blah blah. Okay, I remember you asking me to go to a tuition class with you. When can we start? Okay, if you were to say that I'm starting my tuition class tuition class. Straight away, you don't have to say, oh, I am also like you, very worried. You can just straight away tell when you're going to start your tuition class next week. Alright. I'm starting my tuition class next week. Okay. Therefore, I think that you should join me as well. You should join me as well. Okay, teacher, if we don't put the date and so forth, is it fine? Yes, it's fine because you're already answering when for the question when. Here it's already mentioned next week. So the time frame is already mentioned in the answer. Okay, alright, now let's continue. The second question. When can we start? What subject should we take? As a friend, you'll be saying, I will be taking subjects like mathematics and history. I am quite weak in these two subjects. So, but you can take other subjects. You can take other subjects that you feel you are weak at. For example, additional mathematics. Okay, alright. Can you see? I'm giving an idea. What subject should we take? Here you already mentioned that you're going to take this subject. So what you are going to do now is, alright, you are just telling your friend this is what you're going to take, but you can also take additional subjects, additional mathematics as a subject for the tuition class. Okay, and the last question, advise me on which tuition center as well. Okay, alright. You can come. Sorry. Alright. Sorry. Alright. Mathematics. You can join me at the tuition center I am going, which is Ilmu Studio, and it is right near to your house too. See? Okay, you are actually providing him solutions. By going to the tuition center that you are going as well, so you have a reason which is quite near to the house. So here you can see that the pronouns used is I, you. You're talking to your friend. So this is some sort of like a conversation. Alright. Okay. What else? Okay. That's all. So what do you expect your friend to do? Okay. Hope to hear from. Hope to hear. Okay. Hope to hear from you soon. Bye. That's it. Okay, that's it. You don't need to be so detailed like you are writing a letter, because this is not a letter writing. This is my act of letter writing. So once you have done this, just write your initial. So the initial of the person that's writing this email is Amir. That's it. That's all. If by Amir, It's not that we are not that particular about it. Alright? Okay, let's look back at the answer, whether you have given the requirement, have you put the requirement? Alright. The first question was asking about the class. You're talking about when the time that you want to start your tuition. The second question was the subjects. So here, you give an additional mathematics subjects. Okay. Alright. Join me at tuition center which I'm going, which is Ilmu Sujo. So you name, you suggest a place. The element of inviting is here. You can join me. Alright. Okay. Any questions? I think it's quite easy, isn't it? As long as you answer the question thoroughly, you answer all the different rubrics, you have completed the checklist, then it's fine. Whether to get high marks, full marks of 20, I have not. Different people will have different ways of marking. Okay, but as long as you answer the question, it is good enough. Alright, let's go to the second question. The part 2 question, again, the weightage of mark is 20. And you can see that this is not a this is not a formatted essay. It is not an article. It's quite free, but it's guided. Guided here means you have these 3 rubrics given. I think we got 3 rubrics given here. Alright, now. Okay, let me make it a little bigger. So in question 2, a situation is given to you. This is a situation. Your class has been discussing the benefits of having outdoor activities. Meaning that you are doing outdoor activities and your teacher has asked you to write an essay about it. So in your essay, you should write about most common outdoor activities. You can see that the noun given is activities, meaning that you have to give more than one. You are supposed to give options. The second rubric is asking about the benefits. Again, this is a noun, a plural noun. So you have to give more than one benefit. And the third one is which activity suits you the most. Now, out of all the listed common outdoor activities that you have given just now, just choose one of these from here as the activity that suits you the most. So what is going to happen is that the benefits here will help to support the answer for rubric number 1. Okay, and you are given you are asked to write in between 125 to 150 words. It is up to you how are you going to how long you are going to write. Like for me, I actually do not ask my students to count, but if you would see that how do you know that you're writing around 155 to 150, 125 words or 150, it's around 1.5 page. Standard for test prep when you do exercises in. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's go to how are we going to do this particular question paper. Okay, all right. Highlight first. My advice to you is always brainstorm. You are supposedly to do about benefits of having outdoor activities. Benefits of doing outdoor activities. So in your class, this is the way we do it, right? You highlight what you need to do. If you go to ask the teacher in question 2, do you need to write the title? No. In question 2, you don't have to write the title. You just have to understand this is what the requirement of the task given. Okay. Most common means something that it is being done always. Okay. Benefits of having outdoor activities. We are talking about the benefits here. Okay, benefits. Okay, then which activity suits you the most? Only one choice. Only one choice that suits you the most for you yourself. Meaning that when you write this essay is about you. It's about you. Always remember that this is our life experience. Okay, so in sometimes when I say brainstorming, usually I will provide my students with ways to go about when they do brainstorming activities. So this is one of the ways that you can do it in class with your teachers, right? Okay, now most common outdoor activities. Okay, let me highlight first the title and so forth. Once we have done this, I'll put it up on screen bigger. Yeah. Now, most common outdoor activities. Students, you have to understand when you say a common outdoor activities, things that you do outside from the house. Outside from the house. Most common one you can see probably camping. Okay, camping. We are very an outdoor kind of person. Camping would be one of it. Some of you like activity like hiking. Okay, what else? Some of you say outdoor activities could be jogging. So is it wrong? It's not wrong. It's still outdoor. It's still outdoor. Camping, hiking, jogging. This is something that we can see commonly done by most people, especially youngsters. Okay, all right. If you want to make it how do you see? If you want to make it more clearer to you, then you can have like camping, what would be the benefit, hiking, what would be the benefit, jogging, what would be the benefit. Okay, it can be done like that, or you can just list out the benefits of having outdoor activities. Okay, now, like for me, if I were to go camping activities, the benefit of it, I can learn a lot of survival skills, for example. Okay. So I might say that I learn how to be independent. Independent here means I do my own cooking. I learn how to set up tents. Okay, and so forth. Right? That's why I said brainstorming is very important. It's very important. Your own cooking. Okay, right. What about hiking? Sometimes we go hiking not at our neighborhood area. We go hiking at new places. Okay. So one of the reasons that we can go hiking is that probably we can able to travel, able to go hiking to new places. Right. When you talk about new places, you're also talking about you're able to meet new friends, and then you are able to you will travel to new places, so it becomes an eye opener. Sometimes you have never been to certain places, right? Hiking, you don't go hiking at the same place all the time. Okay, what about jogging? Jogging can be what? The cheapest means for activities. Okay. What do you need? You only need sports. Okay. You can also say that you can make new friends when you go jogging, so you are also able to you can become more fit and healthy. That's one of it. That's one reason. All right. Okay. So here, out from what you have given on top here, just choose either one: camping, hiking, or jogging. That suits you the most. Like if you were to ask me, what do I want? Which of the out of the three given here for outdoor activities, which one do I prefer? Which one suits me? I would say jogging. So I would take jogging here. Okay. All right. So when I take jogging, what is going to happen is that I have to give my reasons why I feel that jogging is good for me. So I might use back all this. I can use back the same point here and put it down here. Next one. What else? I can become more fit and healthy. That's also one reason. So what's going to happen here is that people's need of outdoor activities, I can jog around my housing area. So I do not need to travel far. See, what I'm doing right now is I use back the main idea from here and I just make it a little bit different compared to the first one that I used for the benefits. Okay, all right. Benefits means you can learn something. Right? You can learn something. You can also able to do something. You're also talking about the what do you get? You will become more fit and healthy. See, that's the benefit. What do we get for ourselves? The effect is how it affects us. Okay. When you say you choose the most suitable one, so if I were to choose jogging, this is my reason. I can jog around. So what I'm doing right now is I'm giving you, I'm emphasizing if I were to say that this is the cheapest. So my example will be a little bit more clearer. I do not need, I don't need to travel far. I'm emphasizing on financial. Okay. Can become more fit and healthy by what? Fit and healthy, simple exercise. Okay. Yet can what? You can have beautiful scenery to look at. You're talking about not only you're becoming healthy, you're also able to see better places, better views. Alright, let me make this a little bit bigger. Okay, understand students? This is how you do it. So when you do your explanation, what will happen is that the first thing here will become your first paragraph. It can be anywhere, anything that you like. You can have like camping to be your first paragraph. Hiking and the benefits will be your second paragraph. Jogging and benefits of jogging will be your second paragraph. How you arrange your paragraphing, it is up to you. If you were to ask me, teacher, how many paragraphs should I write? You can write 3 paragraphs because you are answering 3 questions. You've got common activities, benefits of the activities, and you have activity that suits you the most. You've got 3 here. Some students they like 5 paragraphs. 5 paragraphs means you have an opening and you have the conclusion. So usually what I do with my students is that as the introduction, I will ask them to use back the question as their introduction. So in their second paragraph, we will talk about the most common activities and we can actually include in the benefits. It is up to the students how the students' proficiency and how the students are able to write their own paragraph in. Okay. Right now, let me make this a little bit smaller. So this is my 5P technique. My 5P technique. This is what I do with my students in school. Now, 5P techniques means 5 paragraphs. 5 paragraphs. Now, P1 is your paragraph number 1. It is your introduction by mentioning the keywords in the situation given. Now, the keywords in the mention given means the question here. Alright. The keyword is benefits of having outdoor activities. Right? Outdoor activities. So what my students will do is that the introduction, they will just take back the question here as their introduction. What will happen is that they will change the pronoun. So here you start with your class. When you do the introduction, it becomes our class or my class. And if you would use our, so the sentence will be like this. Our class has been discussing about the benefits of having outdoor activities. Full stop. Our teacher has asked us to write an essay about it. Okay. If you were to use I, so it becomes my class has been discussing about the benefits of having outdoor activities. Full stop. My teacher has asked me to write an essay about it. Okay, why do I actually ask my students to do like this? Sometimes some of the students, they could take a lot of time. They would take like what, more than 5 seconds, more than 10 seconds, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes just to come up with the introduction. Whereas the most important thing that students have to know is that you have to answer these 3 parts. We want to see whether the students can understand the question and answer the question or not. Okay? Alright, so this is your first paragraph. That's why I say that that's why I'm introducing the 5P technique. Okay. Paragraph number 2 is to answer the prompt by stating the why. So the prompt here in the second paragraph is the most common outdoor activities. So what is going to happen is that in your second paragraph, answer the prompt by stating why. By stating the most common activities. Okay, alright. I'm just going to copy and put it here. Okay, just put it here. Most common outdoor activities. Okay. Okay. Most common outdoor activities, if you were to look at our brainstorming just now, this is what I meant. Okay. Alright. The third paragraph, answer the second prompt by giving what? Giving this is the question, benefits of having outdoor activities. Okay. Okay, outdoor activities. Now, elaborate briefly. Elaborate briefly. Okay. If you were to look at the brainstorming that we did just now, is it elaborative enough? Okay, briefly means you can put in examples, you can make the sentence longer. So for part 2 guided writing, it is encouraged that students use complex and compound sentences. And complex and compound, a mixture of simple, complex and compound sentences are using a lot of cohesive devices. You use a lot of linkers, for example. There should be some cause and effect. Like for this, I can learn a lot of survival skills, therefore I would learn how to be independent. So that is actually a complex sentence. 2 sentences be combined together by using whereby it could be more independent, could be more independent. Okay, right. So you can see that for paragraph number 3, you will talk about the second rubric, right? The second prompt. Okay, now let's look at the third part. Answer the third prompt by stating the what. So the question here, by stating which activity suits you the most. Okay. Let me put it here so that you can see this is how it's supposed to be. Okay. All right. I have made a note here. Use cohesive devices also besides that. So you have already made a decision. What decision that you actually have conclude. Here, if I were to use my answer, then I choose jogging. Okay, I choose jogging because it's the cheapest means of outdoor activities where I can jog just around my housing area and I don't need to travel far. That one can be my fourth paragraph. Okay, alright. Now what happens in the fifth paragraph? Now, in the fifth paragraph is a brief conclusion here. I put here as your personal opinion. It can be personal, it can be others' opinions, it can be your own personal opinion. Alright. So for paragraph number 5, it's just a very simple and short closure for your answer. Okay, for your answer. So what you can do is that, so in conclusion, I feel that there are a lot of benefits of having outdoor activities because it helps me to become more fit and healthy. Okay, you can just choose any one of here as your conclusion. Okay, as your conclusion. That's how you do the 5P technique. Okay, 5P. But if you do not want to follow this 5P technique, it's fine. It doesn't matter. If you want to use, if you just want to do paragraph 2, 3, and 4, it's fine. But how I do with my students in school is this way, because I feel that sometimes they need some encouragement to start writing, and when they see that it's actually something that they can find in the text itself, it might give some booster for them to write further. We just have to do a lot of practices. Okay, right? Okay, now let's go to our part 3. Now, in part 3 for this paper, for this state, they have chosen review, right? The first question in part 3. So, like what I've mentioned earlier, you actually have 3 questions that you need to choose. So, in part 3 for this particular question paper, they ask about review. Okay, the second question is about a report, and the last question is about a story. Okay, so I'll do one by one so that you can see. Now, what I'm going to do with you, with everyone, is that I'm just going to give you the ways on how to go about with it, and I hope that it's quite enough to help you see when you do something. This is what you are supposed to do. The process of writing is actually takes time. It's not like a one-day practice. It's a one-day do. No, you have to practice this like every day, every week. Writing is something that you need to practice. Now, for part 3, out of the 3 questions given, students are required to answer one. Only one question given. So, in students in school, they actually have to learn 4 types of writing. The first one is article, second is review, the third one is report, and the fourth one is story. Okay. Alright, now for this part 3, students are required to write a little bit longer because this is what you call as the extended writing segment. Students are supposedly to write in between 200 to 250 words. So 200 and 250 words is around like 1.5. It can go up to 2 pages. Alright. Okay, now for this part 3, the question number 3 given was on reviews. So here review is about interesting drama series. And again, there are 3 questions being asked to the students. Have to watch any interesting drama series recently. So it's either a yes and no answer, right? Recently means it could be what? It could be last month, something that of a drama, not a movie. Okay. Now name the drama. That is question number 2. And name the drama because of this. Answer for question number 1. Tell us what the drama is all about. If you were to ask me, teacher, what drama is all about, sometimes students write the synopsis of it. Okay. Why do you think it is interesting? Please include your rating out of 5 stars. So please include your rating out of 5 stars means this one could be at the end of your paragraph. Okay, so you have 1 question, and then you have the second question. Why do you think? Tell us what the drama is all about. And number 3, why do you think it is interesting? Okay, now can I make the thing smaller? Okay, all right. Okay, students. Let me highlight the question first here. Okay, the first question is this. Interesting drama. Right. The second question is, what is it about? Okay, what is it about? And the third one is, why is it? Why do you think it is interesting? Yeah. So 2 questions. Next question. Now, let's start. Okay, let's start. If you were to write a review, there are a few things that you need to understand for part 3. The requirement is the word limit, 200 to 250 words. Again, I don't actually encourage students to count. Just by looking at the range of you writing, you will know that you are going to be writing around 200 to 250 words. Okay? First thing that you have to know is you identify the style. If it's a review, it has to sound like a review. A review is something like you are doing like a promote. You are actually promoting. You have watched and you are also providing your personal opinion of that particular review that you have done. Okay. Second, you have to identify the style. So, what kind of review it is? What kind of review it is it? Is it a website review? So you have to address promptly. So if you were to write a website review, meaning that you are talking to viewers, you are talking to readers, people who read the review. It's either they want to read it, they want to watch it or not. It is depending on how well you promote this particular drama series. Okay. Identify the audience. Should be a magazine reader. Okay. Should be a magazine reader. Because sometimes magazine reader will also read. You can also find this in magazines as well. And tense to use, you can use both present and past tense. Okay, both present and past tense. Future tense might be if you want to suggest. If the drama series is going to continue in another season, next season, therefore present future tense can come in as well. Right? Okay, let's start. The context of writing for review is just like you're writing in the guided writing in part 2. Sorry, it is actually how you say it is actually quite interrelated. The difference is that if you were to look at the reviews for question part 3, there is no situation given to you. You only stay straight away into the task of what to be done. So there is no introduction that you can take from here that you can use straight away. You have to play around with the sentence structure, right? Okay. Now, the introduction here means in paragraph 1, a general idea of the topic, title given. So because the question is asking you to write about a drama series, straight away you provide the topic or the title of the drama series. There are so many drama series out there in television. Some of you like to watch Malay dramas. If you want to give a Malay drama, you want to do Malay drama topic, title, go ahead. You watch Chinese drama series, go ahead. It's up to you. As long as when you do your paragraph number 2, you start to explain about the content. We talk about what is the story about. Usually when you answer questions on YouTube for drama scenes, for drama series, for movie series, it's quite similar. Okay, let me proceed. Right, in paragraph 3 also is about content. Paragraph 4 is also about content. So when it comes to paragraph 5, again, you are actually giving your opinion. Do you strongly suggest the viewers to watch it? Do you suggest the viewers to become a hardcore drama series audience as well? And if you were to promote that way, what do you suggest them to do? Do you suggest them to watch until the end to know what is the story about, or wait for the next season for the next one? For example, let you watch mini series like Manifest. Probably most of you watch Manifest, isn't it? Because I do watch. So that one can be, an exciting thing to do. Don't forget to wait for the next season, which will be aired in 2023, for example. Okay. All right. Now, this is the basic way. I just changed a little bit from the guided writing brainstorming boxes now. For paragraph 1, introduction, basic introduction of the interesting drama series chosen for review. Okay, like what I've mentioned previously, the name of the drama series, you can also include in the name of the characters. You can also include in the name of the director. Probably the director or the producer is someone who is quite famous. You can actually put it in the first introduction, in the first paragraph. When you go into paragraph number 2, talk about the synopsis of it. Synopsis of the story, what is the story about? It doesn't have to be long. Students, please remember, this is not a novel. So just be very brief with the synopsis of the story. Okay. Now, when you go into paragraph number 3, this is when the part you begin to analyze. Analyze here, you could say that you could talk about the characters, actors who acted in this particular drama series. What would be the impact of the characters in the drama series? So because of these people, does this drama has a lot of conflict? Does it has a lot of mystery that comes around it? That one will be in part 3. So the body of your essay has to be very firm and has to be very, very detailed in your paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and paragraph 4. Comments could be your personal comments. Do you feel that this story is this drama series is something that people should be watching? What kind of things that you can learn from them? And then is it something that does it have any twist and turn in this particular movie, in this particular drama that you have watched? It might sound redundant, especially in paragraph 3 and paragraph 4. Okay, but when you write, you actually know whether it's redundant. And the last end would be conclusion. You recommend to us, the readers, whether we should watch this drama series or not, with one valid reason, with one clear reason why is it interesting to be watched. Okay, right? Okay. Now let's go to the second question for part 2. Question number 2 for part 3 is asking students to write about a report. Okay, you can see that we have attended a talk on stress management held by a local health department. I think every student have problems with managing their stress. Okay. And as a secretary of the school health club, you're required to write a report to your teacher advisor. How does this have to do with students? Because why? Sometimes when you are stressed, either you meet up with a counselor, you come to a teacher and express your stress. Sometimes you talk to your friends. So I think students can easily do this question as well. Okay, you have to talk about in the report. There are 3 things that you need to include in your writing. Objective, which is 1. Factors that commonly cause stress. So I think it's quite common among students. Because here you're talking about is giving you the situation, it is in your school. So the best thing that you can do is you talk about things that is commonly causing you stress as a student. What is it? And ways to live a happy life. Students don't get so stressed out when you do this question because this is not that complicated. It's very straightforward. And I think everyone knows what to do, ways to live a happy life. Okay? Alright. Okay, before I go further, let me explain. What is the difference between direct writing and extended writing? And what actually is the difference with the new KBS, with the KSSM and KBS? Previously, among the similarities is that when you do extended writing, before this extended writing, we call it as a guided writing, as a directed writing. Right now, we call it as an extended writing, but still guided, you are still using formal language. And I don't suggest you use contraction. For example, I'm. It should be I am. They are. It should be they are. So the spelling has to be spelled accurately and one by one. It is not a combination anymore. Okay. The difference is that there is no requirement of word length. This is previously. Okay. There is no number of words. They give you 13 or 12 or 13 contents, and format is mandatory. Mandatory means there is marks for format. But for SEFA extended writing, students are given the length of writing, which is 250 words. But nowadays, there is no reduction of marks. Right? No. You are only given 2 or more tasks given in form of short notes and questions. You have already seen the question just now about report, isn't it? Very simple notes. And there is no mark for format, but the tone has to be appropriate, meaning that when you write a report, it has to be straight to the point. You cannot write too long and lengthy with many examples. The easiest way to say with a report is that you don't write like you are writing a story. It has to be very clear cut when you write report. Okay, all right. Now, this is actually the format for you to write a report. Meaning that on top here is to whom. If you look at the question doesn't give you the name of the school, so just write your school name. For example, I just purposely put the name here because you are going to write to your principal. Therefore, principal of SMK, Maju Section 2 Kuala Lumpur. Okay, don't write your principal's name, just write the principal's post. Okay, the title, this one I'll just change a little bit. Now, because the title is about stress management, so what I'm going to do is I'll just take this and I just put it here. See? Okay, stress management. Sometimes they ask, teacher, can we underline? Up to you. It is up to you if you want to underline the title or not. It is up to you. Okay, it is up to you. Now, for the date, because this is a report, something that has been conducted. Therefore, it has to be previously and automatically when you write a report, usually will be in past tense. Okay. Now, when you end the report, everything will be on the left, right, reported by. You can also put here written by. Okay. Your signature and then your name in the bracket. Okay. This is how you write a report. This is how a report should be like. So in the middle here is the body. Is the body of the report. Okay, let's go. All right, now for stress management, again, this is a brainstorm box. Objective of the talk. Let's look at the question. Is there any mention about why do you need stress management for? No, doesn't have to. Okay, students, let me ask, what would be the cause of your stress? Usually, if you are talking about stress management, you want to teach students to do what? Okay. To help students learn about ways to manage stress. See? To help students to learn about ways to manage stress. That's why we call it as stress management. Factors that commonly cause stress. Okay. What does usually causes student stress? Studies. A little bit bigger. Studies. What else? Friend, family problems. Okay. PLEMS. It can also be personal problems. Right. Third, studies. Last one could be friends. Could be classmates. It could be your best friend. Can be anything. Okay. All right. See, factors that commonly cause stress. Now, ways to live a happy life. What students can do so that they could live a happy life? They might go traveling. Okay, go traveling. What else? What can students do to make you less stressed? You can go traveling. You can practice healthy lifestyle. All right. Some people say that you could do what? can go outings. So students, just remember, when you do ways to live a happy life, don't worry about, this is going to be wrong, this is going to be right. No, as long as when we read the answer and you're able to show to us that these are the things that you could do to make your life happy, is fine. Alright. Now, so when you do your paragraphing, so this one could be your second paragraph, for example. This could be your third, this one could be your fourth paragraph. Okay. Alright, and the last one of the day. Some of you like to write stories, isn't it? Okay, you like to write stories. So for SPM, for SPM examination, students are given, there are many ways that a story could be asked in exam questions. Sometimes stories can be asked in the form of a title. So they give here, the day I learned a lesson in my life. Some story questions, they will give you the beginning of it. Some story questions, they will give you the ending of it. So it depends on what you will get when you want to write. It's just that you have to know when you are writing stories, it has to be something very that you are very good, that you have encounter with, because this is basically an experience, a life experience. So you look at the first question here. So the teacher has asked you to write a story for an English club newsletter, meaning that you are writing for your school magazine, school newsletter. Therefore, it could be, that's why I say it is of your own self-experience. The day I learned a lesson in my life. You have to remember the word learn here, meaning that it is a long-term lesson that you learn, and it makes you later become a different person. Okay, you will always be remembering it. Oh, this have taught me something and something, right? Now, there are two rubrics here in the question. Describe the incident, and the second one is talk about how it affects you and people around you. So if you were to talk about the description to describe the incident, so be very specific. There must be a date, because here the noun is singular noun. The day. You will never forget for the rest of your life. Be very specific, the date, the day, the place, who are involved. Okay? Who are the people, who was the person, it is up to you. Describe means it is a process. And probably this description, it can come up with around 2 paragraphs. It depends again on you, how you go about with your writing. And the second one is the effect. This is something that you learned, the moral value. So affects here, how does it affect you emotionally? How does it affect you mentally? You're talking about your feelings. Would you remember it for the rest of your life? Do you feel that it is something that you will never forget? You keep some hatred inside of you. Does it make you become a better person or not? Okay, so who are involved? Specific effects. There has to be specific too. If you want to use all these three as the effects of it, it is up to you. Again, I'm just giving you some guidance so that you can see that. So this is how you go about when you are writing a story. Okay, all right. So students, I think that is all for today. Thank you so much for being around and listening to me. I hope that the sharing that I did with you today would be much of help. And thank you so much again for having me. I will have, there will be 5 more states that I will be doing sharing with you. So hope to see you soon. Please take care. Stay safe. Bye.